Have you ever stared down a challenge so big that you felt completely, totally, and utterly unprepared for it? Your heart starts pounding against your ribs, your palms get sweaty, and your mind, which was full of ideas just a minute ago, goes completely blank. If your first instinct in that moment is to drop everything, hide, or run in the opposite direction, that is a completely normal human reaction. Now, picture having that exact same paralyzing feeling, but instead of a school project, you've been commanded to stand in front of the most dangerous ruler on the planet. It sounds impossible, but the figures we remember most from history didn't start with unshakable confidence. They felt deep, heavy self-doubt right before taking on their most important missions. When Allah chose Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, for a mission, the task was massive. He was asked to stand up to Pharaoh. Pharaoh was an incredibly intimidating ruler with absolute control. Facing him meant putting everything on the line. When given this command, Musa's immediate reaction was fear. He looked at the task ahead and felt entirely unready. He even pointed out his own flaws, explaining that he was not a good enough speaker to handle such an enormous responsibility. We often tell ourselves that true heroes never feel anxious. We imagine they are born with some kind of built-in bravery. But at this stage of the story, Musa didn't have a master plan. He only had his hesitation, and his honesty about how difficult this felt. The people who make the biggest impact aren't the ones who feel perfect. They're the ones who can admit they're afraid. Instead of letting that pressure crush him, Musa did something crucial. He asked Allah for help. Allah didn't make Pharaoh disappear. The obstacle stayed. Instead, Allah gave Musa the strength and signs needed to face it. When relying on a higher power, the burden isn't lighter, but your capacity to carry it grows until you stand on level ground. Musa walked into Pharaoh's court and stood firm. He did this even while the situation around him still felt completely overwhelming. Because he held his ground, Allah protected him, ultimately saving Musa and his people. Trusting Allah means that no matter how impossible the challenge looks, you never have to carry the weight of it alone. That story played out thousands of years ago, but the exact same pattern happens in our lives right now. You face your own giants today. It might be a huge school presentation, heavy stress at home, or an intimidating person pushing you around. When those pressures hit, your brain is going to scream at you to shut down and stay quiet. Musa's response offers us a different way forward. You do not need to be perfectly prepared or have the perfect words just to begin. Courage does not mean you stop feeling scared. Courage is taking the action while the fear is still there. That physical tension in your chest signals that you are stepping into a version of yourself that can do more than you did yesterday. So when you find yourself sitting at that desk, staring down a moment that feels too big for you, take a breath. Make a silent ask for help. Then take one step forward to break the paralysis. The same tools Musa used to stand his ground are available to you right now. You do not have to feel ready. You just have to start.